So we have a new estimate of the survival at time 25, which comes out to 0.56. Let's compare this to the estimates we had previously made. So when we had made the assumption that all patients died immediately at their censoring time, we had got a low survival probability of 0.29. On the other extreme, if we assume that all of the censored observations continued to live to the end of time, then we had a survival estimate of 0.71. We also looked at what would have happened if we had access to the real event times in the data, which is not something we can usually observe, but we had this hypothetical scenario in which we could call up the patients and find out the event times. And we had a real estimate that we could compute based on that. We can see that our new estimate, which takes into account censored observations, is much closer to the real estimate than we could get with either of our two extreme observations. And so we've seen how we can estimate survival probability in the presence of censored observations. So now that we've seen how to estimate the probability of survival past 25 months with censored observations, let's look at how we can generalize that to any time small t. And let's see if we can generalize this expression we saw earlier to have any time small t. So here we can represent the survival at any point t as a product. We can write in product notation of I starting at time 0 and extending all the way to the time t. And then in this, we're going to have 1 minus the probability that the time to an event is at the time I, given it's at or after I. So this is simply writing down for any time t what this expression would look like. So now we've seen how we can directly estimate this quantity from data as the number of patients who died at the time, so the time here is I, divided by the number that are known to survive, 2I. And we can have a shorthand notation for the numerator of di and for the denominator as ni, which brings us to this expression for the survival function, which is the survival at time t, is the product from I equals 0 to t of 1 minus di over ni.